Why do you get so emotional? Why do I get so emotional? Why do we dip into places where we get over emotional towards things that another couple of weeks would be like, yeah, whatever? We're going to talk about that this morning on Morning Meditation. I'm Ann Morrison and welcome to Ascension Studios. Why is it that we have times that are more emotional than other times? Well, the energy of ourselves and in the things that are all around us, with those particles floating in them that make them seem like they're solid. That energy is throughout the entire earth, and it emanates from the earth. And where the moon is depending on how much of it is actually emanating back at us. It kind of bounces off and comes back. And then the other planets in the greater scheme in our solar system, it emanates and it kind of bounces back off of their moons, off of their planets. And so this is why astrology has worked for so many years, because the energy as a whole emitted from the planet is going out into space. And when it finds a solid-ish structure, it bounces back, which affects the energy that is here in this earth that we live in. And so that's one reason. Another reason number 2, you're not balanced. There is a part of your life that you have not been able to give enough time to for whatever reason. And looking for where it is that we are out of balance. A lot of time it is self-care. Sometimes it is social. Sometimes it is going out and exploring something new. Sometimes it's time in nature. Sometimes it is that we haven't been spending enough time working or working on ourselves so that we are proud of who we are and our presence and our gifts being given to the world at whole. So that's reason number 2. And reason number 3 is, depending upon what you eat, how much you exercise, whether or not you are doing your self-care, the health of your body can change. The health of your body can change by eating something healthy that maybe you have an underlying allergy from. And as the health of your body changes, the different chemicals that go into your brain also change, and you react differently based upon how many different things your body is having to deal with or fight or handle at one time. And then number 4, you can have no explanation at all. Damn things just going off the radar. Now, all of these happen. These happen to the most structured people, to the most regulated people, and myself, I am not the healthiest person in the world. I keep working and taking the next step forward, and that's what most of us are doing, okay? And it's okay to not be totally perfect. And it's okay to have an emotional fluctuation. But to recognize that this is what's going on, and I'm a little more volatile than at another time, gives you clues to let you know where you could be directing your self-care for the future, as well as clues as to, maybe I should take a breath before I speak until I'm kind of out of this really volatile place. And taking a breath before you speak is really helpful. I have saved myself from so much trouble from my own words by simply taking a breath before I speak. That extra second is wonderful for you to help realize, okay, maybe I'm a little emotional. So now what am I going to say? So today we're going to work on incorporating a breath and recognizing a shift in how we are functioning based upon any of those four things, and put this into a normal flow of being. Even if you are talking quickly and people are used to you talking quickly because you want to create an urgency in what you're saying. And I do that. I love talking fast. Taking a breath helps you get the next line to follow, and you follow it much more consistently. You stay away from things like ums and ahs that interrupt and make you really irritating to listen to. So, deep breath, and we move on. So this is all stuff that has to do with our brain in conjunction with our throat. So that's where we're starting today. And when I do this, what I'm actually doing, we have an energy field around each one of our chakras. It goes like way out here. And this emanating energy is something, once we are told and recognize it, is under our control. Being the crazy artist lady, I like all of my meditations to have some action to them, and this is why I put my hands up to feel the emanating energy of this portion of my body. That way I can feel if it's dense enough, it's thick enough, and I can feel if it's emanating enough. I can tell whether it's really tucked in here or whether it's like way out here. And both of those have their own kind of remedies. I want to expand if it's here. If it's way out here, I want to kind of rein that in a little bit. And I want a nice balanced energy signature, which allows the energy in my body to flow really, really well, which is more healthy than energy that is not flowing properly. And go ask your doctor about that. I'm not a doctor, and why I know this, I don't know. I do though, and now you know it too. So start off here, feel, and then here, and get both of these really engaged together. I want my words to have behind them my thought, not restricted, it doesn't have to all be analytical thought. I want my out-of-box thinking. I want my creativity also coming out as I speak and am clear in what I say. So both of these working well together is a wonderful thing, especially when you're meeting people or having business associations that can determine yours and maybe many other people's future. So feel those, and then up to the crown chakra and connect to your higher belief, your higher power, unconditional love, wisdom beyond what we can fathom, and allow the download of the next step. Just open the door, say, come on in. I'm good for this. I'll take the guidance. Thank you very much. And then we bring it down. And let it ride across and let all of these different areas come about to the same place and let them harmonize together. Connect to the ground. Feel the solidity and us as a conduit between the ether, those things that we believe, and those things that we perceive as tangible. And we're the in between. It's a wonderful place for this vehicle. And that's what the body is. It's a vehicle. And the better we take care of this vehicle, the better it functions for us. Most of the time. There are, of course, cases, and with the autoimmune conditions going crazy in the world today, balancing out your energy flow is super important. Our bodies should not be attacking themselves, and it's becoming rampant. Okay, into the mind palace. calm the tornado. All that stuff you're thinking about, what has to, who has to, I shoulda, woulda, coulda, oughta. Let's just calm that down. That tornado of thought doesn't need to be happening at this moment. Okay, there are doors where we choose our synapse path. There are windows of opportunity and the drains to allow that which no longer serves us to naturally fall from our existence. And today we're going to go into a door right there. Now open up, we're going to walk in here, and there's two paths. And one path is me speaking and not recognizing that I might be having a time of volatility. And maybe making an ass of myself. And then there's the other path where, okay, I recognize that I'm in this state. And I'm going to take a deep breath and a full exhale before I speak. Both paths, for me, are at this point pretty even. If you are building this path, let's start off with some wood beams. Let's get them across. Let's make a pathway. Let's throw some steel underneath it so it's nice and sturdy. Let's make some railings. Let's throw a gazebo on top. Let's put a lot of flowers on it. Make it really, really, really pretty. Because this pathway over here that is quick and efficient and going, it's pretty well run, isn't it? I mean, we could even see our footsteps in there. Now, we wore ourselves a path. So, it's okay to have this one. This one's good for business, it really is. But recognizing our volatility and understanding that we fluctuate is good. And when we are in a time of volatile fluctuation, it is good to take a breath before we talk, to think for a second. It's not like, it's a simple breath. My thoughts about where we're going forward is this. You with me? What are your thoughts? Let's figure it out. Let's get it on the table. Let's create harmony and love and peace. And let's do it in a calm, thoughtful way as much as possible. Something good for our psyche, good for our system, good for the flow of our energy, which makes it, in the long term, good for us. Back up to throat and third eye, and let's put them together. Connect to your higher power. Connect to the ether, connect to the universe, connect to the energy of all. And bring it down. Feel everything vibrating and harmonizing like a song. Connect to the earth. Spend a moment feeling your body vibrating in harmony. And then go forward. You know what to do. Namaste.